Hello internet, I'm here, I'm queer and full of social fear, and I'm going to be telling you about a subject that's very close to home for me and something that we've been meaning to do on this channel for basically since we started it. So this is going to be today's video and I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm talking over a picture of a drawing I did just using a drawing pad that we're borrowing from school to test it out, and we are really loving it. It's a Wacom. I'll probably link description, put some information about it in there if you guys are interested in it. It's a somewhat affordable one, comes with a few cool buttons, and it draws really nicely. This video is going to be a coming out video, which if you've been on YouTube at all in the past few months, a lot of big celebrities are doing it, but this is going to be a little bit different. This isn't going to be about sexuality or gender or anything like that. This is actually a coming out video towards mental health, and specifically the disorder that we created this channel to try and discuss, but really couldn't figure out how to do so in a safe environment. But that's what today is going to be, so I will get straight into it. My story is a bit of a long, boring one, so I won't bore you guys with it today. If you want it later, I guess I can do it, but there's no point giving it to you if you don't actually want to hear it. Basically, I have not been diagnosed with anything, but I do have a therapist and we have a working diagnosis, but unfortunately it is a really long process to actually properly be diagnosed, taking some people a year, taking some people 5. So I'm looking forward to getting one eventually, but the working diagnosis that I have at the moment is OSDD1B. Now, if you guys have watched any of our videos about multiple personalities or dissociative identity disorder, you might recognize this term, OSDD1B, and that's because it is a derivative of dissociative disorders. OSDD stands for Other Specified Dissociative Disorder. 1B is just saying what the type is, because there are multiple types of other specified disorders, that's why it's an other specified disorder. What this means is everyone you guys have been watching and looking at and listening to on this channel, we all share one body, even though we are all separate people. I know that this disorder has a lot of stigma and a lot of negative representation within media. It's often used as a plot device for horror movies, for thrillers, as a way of throwing the audience under the bus and having them have no idea what's going on. This has made telling people and coming forward about our disorder really challenging, because a lot of people they have this initial fear that we're going to be violent, or that we're going to hate them, or that we're too scary to be around. We are a very young system. We have about 27 or so people sharing one body, which is a lot, but it's not actually a lot compared to what other systems have to go through. And most of our personalities are really, really young, so we don't really have anyone who's mature enough to be able to handle a lot of the stigma that gets thrown our way. We found out that we are likely to have this disorder when we were about 18. We were studying for our WACE exams, which is the pre-university exams here in Australia, and we came across a YouTube video which was My Alter Does My Makeup, and we clicked on it and we watched it, and then we kind of just fell into the wormhole, which is YouTube and YouTube recommendations, and kept watching more and more and more until we found a video outlining DID and its symptoms and what it feels like. and something just kind of clicked. And our host at the time, who's not really around anymore, had a massive freak out, ended up going into a math exam and completely dissociating and just switching out and having what they thought at the time was this random person come out and take over their body and do the exam for them. It took a few months after that for us personalities to feel comfortable coming forward and showing ourselves and explaining everything, because it was such a turbulent time that it didn't really seem safe to be showing up and expressing ourselves and throwing our host into a confusing swirl of what the fuck. We at the time had a boyfriend who was lovely and really helpful, and he kind of took us aside and sat down and went, "It's okay, I've also been seeing that you've got these symptoms, like it's been happening for a while, it's nothing to be afraid of." And that was really helpful, to have a person there who just kind of kept his cool and kind of, I don't even know, he was there and no one else really was, because we weren't really gonna tell the world about this thing, especially not when we were still in high school. Over the break between high school and uni, we did a lot of growing and searching as a system. We all came forward and explained to our host that we existed, these were our roles, this is why we were here, and we helped them finally accept that this was something that happened and that this is something that they've now got to live with. I won't go much further into the details of figuring out that we had this disorder, just because I personally wasn't there. It wasn't my job at the time to be around for every day, so I just wasn't. So I guess now I should introduce myself. I haven't made an introducing me video because I wasn't really ever out very much, other than the past month where I've been hosting, which is probably why you guys haven't been getting any videos, because I am so lost with what I'm supposed to be doing. But I am Necros. I identify at about 17, 18. We know of a lot of YouTubers with DID that are sharing their experiences and making a large impact within our online community, but there aren't that many YouTubers who are sharing OSDD systems, and I want to contribute to our online systems and our online society of sharing and learning. And I think that because I have a disorder that isn't as common as some others, that I might be able to do a good job of that. But yes, I'm making this because I hope that it can help people out there in a similar situation to what we were in. I think I have rambled to myself in the darkness of my own room for a bit too long, so I will cut this off here. I really hope that you guys can continue to enjoy what we're putting out on this channel, even though it is going to become a little bit more educational. And there is a plane going over right now, of course there is. Do all of the button smashing of like and subscribing, and comment any questions you have. We might compile them all and make a video answering them all, because that's kind of what we want to do. We want to educate people and help people to understand. And I hope you all stay queer and happy out there.